Everybody's got a million reasons to blow your brains out with Ricky Warden, that's me, and Dave Jarvis.
That's me.
You also have Ariel from Against All Odds with us on the panel. And we are interviewing the Vatos. That's right, the Hedonistic Punk Vatos. Thank you, everybody, for lighting up the chats already. That's how we do. If you have any questions, you can participate by asking in the chats. We'll bring it up on the program. Otherwise, we are cocked and loaded. And speaking of so, our host, the brilliant, incredible, genius, Dave Jarvis.
Man, thank you. Welcome, everybody. This is October the 18th, Wednesday, as normal, my favorite night of the week. And today, we've got the Hedonistic Punk Vatos chiming in from... Where are you chiming in from, gentlemen?
We're here in my apartment in Arlington, Texas.
Okay. Because it says y'all are from Arlington, but you live in Dallas. Your profile says that, so I was just making sure.
We're from DFW, man. The DFW Metalplex. You know, that's where we play. We play all over the place here. So we're from here.
Good. Okay, good. Well, here is a good place. As long as you're here, you are home now. And speaking of which, I hear you have a new home member. How you doing there, Matt?
Doing great. How are you?
Hey, Matt.
Welcome to the show, one and all. So, yeah, Hedonistic Punk Vatos, y'all are longtime stalkers, first-time callers. Y'all have definitely been blowing us up for the past weeks, and we've been saying for the longest time, dude, we need to get the Vatos on the show. So thank y'all very much for rearranging your schedule. Renee, I know you're pretty busy.
Very cool.
I try to log in as much as possible. Wednesday is my wife's night to watch Survivor, so I have to sneak the headphones on to listen to you guys. But I try to always leave a comment. I sub and all that stuff. You know, we gotta support each other.
Well, thank you.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, we appreciate that. I saw y'all blew up the barn this past weekend. How did that go?
It was awesome, man. It was awesome.
For those that didn't know, they jammed with what, 3/4 ton and creeper.
It's a dead dog barn. Know what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's punk rock.
Had a great time.
That's punk rock right there, man. Glad you guys played out there.
Yeah. Matt just he just joined the band, and he had already had plans that weekend. But so that was our last, knock on wood, but that's gonna be our last gig, me and Scott by ourselves. So now that we got Matt here on bass, we're gonna take it up another level.
Nice.
There.
Very good. Y'all got some shows on the horizon?
What'd you say?
Y'all got some shows on the horizon?
We got a show on December 2nd at Growl Records in downtown Arlington with Zativa Kid.
Okay.
So,
Not bad.
Yeah, that's going to be our first show with Matt. So we just got to get him up to speed. He's going to learn a lot of songs, but, we're confident it's going to sound real good. I mean, we've been looking forward to it. So it's going to be great.
And
especially at Growl.
Yeah. How long y'all been jamming? I mean, how long has Matt been jamming with y'all?
We've only had one practice, right?
3 weeks.
There was and then there was the first practice, so we've had one practice right now. But
he's picking it up good.
Oh yeah, I saw the video. Yeah, I love how you slap and pop that thing.
Appreciate it.
It's gonna be awesome.
All right, so give us the lowdown. Hedonistic Punk Vatos, where were your all's humble beginnings?
I started this band about 10 years ago, and it was me and my old bassist Ray Razorblades Herrera. We, one of my best friends. I used to just take my guitar over to his house and we'd just be drinking beer, jamming out in the driveway. And then one day he wanted to buy a bass, so we went and he picked out a bass. Then I was showing him how to play. And then I told him, like, hey, man, let's start a band. And he came up with the name Hedonistic Punk Vatos.
Wow.
And then that was it. I mean, we, put ads up and we found some people to jam with. And, that was the first. We went through there was a couple of singers that came and went, a couple of lead guitars that came and went. We had a drummer before Scott. And, but I've been jamming with Scott for quite some time now. I don't even know the dates, dude. Like we've been jamming out for a long time.
What's up, Scott?
Yeah.
He's got the Dead Dog Barn shirt on tonight.
Yeah, he's got the Dead Dog Barn shirt on. That's
right,
right,
baby.
For anybody wondering, that's badass.
Yeah, man. We love those guys, dude. Shout out to Roger Productor.
Yeah.
One of my favorite places.
Yeah.
Fucking punk rock, man.
And so where did you come across the style for HPV?
Well, I've been playing since I was like 15, 14. And I remember a long time ago, I used to, like, people wanted me to learn covers and stuff. And then I found myself sounding like whenever I tried to make something up, I sounded like that. And I didn't want that. I wanted to just play my own style. I wanted to be original. So, like, ever since I could remember, I've always just tried to, it's like a bluesy punk rock, with a little bit of metal, little bit of like seasonings thrown in. So, we could be real heavy, but we could be like beautiful and heavy at the same time. So it's really just a bunch of stuff. And then I remember just kind of like writing songs in my bedroom for a long time, and I hadn't jammed with somebody. And I used to have a band in San Antonio, and we played everywhere. And then, everybody went their own way, so my bassist got married, really great guy. Shout out to Peps in San Antonio. And our lead guitarist ran away with his girlfriend, got married. Our drummer opened up a dojo, didn't have time to practice. I was just there, and then I moved over here like 16 years ago. And it just kind of the roots just went on that way,
Keeping that punk rock rolling, aren't you?
Yeah. Tell him.
What he's saying is he got stuck with me, and he's still upset about it. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Now, as musicians and alcoholics, what beer helps fuel creativity?
It's a good beer, man. It doesn't matter as long as it's not terrible tasting, I love beer.
The man loves beer, people.
Dude, I do.
What's y'all's music background? Did y'all do any choir band or anything like that growing up, or were y'all just kind of self-taught musicians?
Like, she wanted to know if you had any like prior musical backgrounds, or were you a self-taught musician? She wants to know.
Problems with what?
Tell her.
With the
Scott can't hear really good right now, but like she asked if you're a self-taught musician, like what's your musical background?
Yeah, it's pretty much self-taught. I took some band in high school in the drum section, but I spent more time making an idiot out of myself than I actually played. But it was fun. Mostly self-taught. I mean, I can read music, but he pretty much lets me do what I want, and so I suck at it. So it's okay because there's no competition. There's only just me, and I can play at it and do whatever I want. Make it sound good. No formal training other than just playing by ear and learning how to play and watching other people and learning from them, because you're always on a curve. If you think you only can learn so much, that's not true. You can learn more and more and more. These days, it's hard because I'm learning from guys younger than me, and that's kind of like, well, that's hard to take. But hey, something good. Listen to them. You can do it yourself. It's just that easy.
Same thing for me. Pretty much self-taught. Took bass lessons here and there, but my brother, one of my brothers plays guitar, and my oldest goddaughter, she plays violin, bass, and guitar. So they've always kind of just help me along the way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But no choir or band for me.
Yeah. I just recently, it's been maybe 3 years that I had to take over singing, you know. We just had a lot of people that weren't like committed enough to practice and stuff. And so I started singing and playing guitar, and I didn't know how to do like, you know, together. So I really just had to teach myself how to sing while I'm playing. And so I had to get my guitar style too, stuff like that. But I don't know. I really like to sing. That's all these
Hey, check your mic real quick. Check your mic, Renee.
all right, can you hear me?
We hear you great. Go ahead.
Awesome. All right. Well, yeah, I was just saying that, you know, the style of just me singing and playing and stuff. It's just I just taught myself how to do it because, you know, a lot of people couldn't step up to practice and all that. And the show must go on, man. So, you know, we've learned a lot, we've grown a lot, and that's what we try to do. Now with Matt here, should be a lot easier with the bass line in the background, just holding that shit together, man. Be awesome.
Do you like the 3-piece, or would you rather be 4 or 5?
You know, I was talking to these guys the other day about that, and we thought, like, well, let's get like really tight, but I wouldn't mind having like a lead guitarist just add some riffs, you know, some soloing and things like that. Like all my solos are made up, man. I make them up on the spot. I don't even know a solo. I'll just make it up. It's punk rock, dude.
But it sounds good.
Yeah, I just like, hit key points and I just make it up as I go. And I'm all like, okay, what would Ace Frehley do? You know, so I get the guitar bottle on the you know, and all that shit. And you know, but I don't really know how to play leads. I've always just wanted to be a rhythm guitar player, so that's what my background is, you know.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
He gets to play, and then I'm back there going, what the hell is he going to do next? And then I have to do that. So he does. It works. I mean, we've been together long enough to where he can think something, and I already know what he's thinking and then adjust to it. So it works for us. I mean, you know, I'm not the greatest drummer on the planet. I'm certainly not the worst, but I can tell what he's going to do before he does it half the time. So that's a big bonus.
Yeah.
If you had to make a post looking for a lead guitarist, what would it say?
Loud, rude, aggressive guitar player needed.
And likes to drink beer.
That's a good thing.
Sick, twisted sense of humor don't hurt either. And he's the king.
Yeah.
Is there an age cutoff?
I mean, we're pretty up there in age, man. No, at least be 21, so you know we don't get in trouble or anything like that. Hitch. You know, Roger Productor don't let anybody under like 21 go to his bar, and so at least that, you know, because we're gonna have to leave him at home.
I've seen many kids at dank shows at that barn, so don't let them fool you.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. So what?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
I was going to say. So, what do you like to write about, Renee?
Well, it really is just like it's what I'm feeling, man. Whatever mood I'm in, you know, like, you know, I listen to music all the time, and you know, let's say the power goes out, and I'll just turn on the radio station in my head, and I'll listen to the full album from beginning to end of like Ozzy Osbourne's Ultimate Sin or something, you know. So, you know, I can just jam within my head, you know. So when I write something, I at least try to write something, you know, like deep and meaningful. Like I would say my style of writing is more of a like Aerosmith's Dream On, you know, like, you know, you know, all these lines in my face getting clearer, you know, double entendres, just like the deeper meaning. I'm not gonna do like these bands where the guy says, yeah, I'm gonna get the girl, I'm gonna bang her, and I'm gonna do this, and like, dude, you know, be poetic about it. So, you know, when I write, you know, it's just kind of like poetic, I guess. You know, I used to write poetry a lot. I have books of poetry written all over the place. So sometimes I'll just dig through paperwork and I'm like, I have a song, or I have a lyric that go with that riff, you know, and that's it. So I just try to write meaningful lyrics. So on our website, www.hedonisticpunkvatos.com, there's a section that we have where I've actually posted some lyrics. So if people want to go in there and like read some of the lyrics, you know, that's a glimpse to what we do. And then there's like music and things like that, and that's from our homepage. So
Well, we love a good sensitive artist here on the show, so we can tear them down.
yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ariel. I interrupted you earlier, and I do
Whoa.
apologize for that. What were you going to say?
Rude. No, I'm kidding. No, I was just going to mention there's some people in the chat. They want to know who is y'all's biggest influence, the each of you, that inspired y'all to play your instrument.
For me, it was always three people. It was the first time I heard Anesthesia, Cliff Burton. I didn't know what that sound was, and my mom was dating a musician at the time, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And he's like, "The bass," and I was like, "Teach me that." And so, you know, he taught me a little bit, and then Flea got me into. Oh, Flea and Les Claypool both got me into, you know, funk, slapping and popping, and that. I mean, obviously I have a ton of bass players, but those are my three that like really inspired me to pick it up.
It's a good list.
Influences.
This is going to come as a shock to everybody, but Neil Peart's one of my greatest influences I've ever heard, along with, Buddy Rich and, Gene Krupa and people like that. But Neil Peart, I recall being in high school in 1981. Yeah, it's that long ago. And I'd never heard that. And I was in the lab band and the jazz band, and I thought I was the drumming guy. And one of my buddies runs up and presses a tape recorder. They said, "Listen to this." Click, and it's Tom Sawyer. And I'm listening to that, and I've never heard it. And I'm going like, "So that's two guys?" He goes, "No, it's only one guy playing drums." That's when I realized I had a lot of work and a lot of room to grow. Man, it was something else.
That's really awesome that you said Buddy Rich. I love jazz. That's really cool.
I guess my influences are I can go by albums because that's what really just I center my life just listening to some stuff. But I have to say Motley Crue's "Too Fast for Love" is a huge influence on me, man. I mean, I got a tattoo that says "Too Fast for Love" on it. And,
come on, baby, too fast.
That's a good one.
Yeah, dude. And my brother, growing up, he loved Kiss, so I listened to Kiss all the time with him and stuff. So I would say Mick Mars and Ace Frehley, and the third one I would say is Izzy Stradlin from Guns N' Roses, because when I was a teenager, Appetite for Destruction came out. Slash is badass, but I really just dug the underneath coolness of the guitar with Izzy. And so, when I played rhythm, I just played kind of like in that sense. I would do the acoustic-y stuff, going into heavy stuff, pulling back. And then I would, just take it from there, and make some shit up. I couldn't play anything. I don't know any songs or covers, but if we're jamming out and you say make something up, I'll say give me a minute and I'll riff it, and then I got something, man, and I'll play.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't heard too many punk influences. Is punk more a state of mind?
No. I mean, I like Fugazi. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I like Minor Threat. Suicidal Tendencies is a huge influence. Shout out to my sister Susie Seidel.
Lovely.
Yeah, she loves Suicidal, so I listen to that all the time because I grew up with my sister and that's what she listened to too. So I mean, it's everybody I hung out with loved some band and we listened to them. Like I really love the Violent Femmes, stuff like that. So I mean, it's all over the place. And sometimes when you listen to our songs, you can hear a little bit of Suicidal in there, but then you can also hear just a bunch of flavors, and I think that's what sets us from a bunch of different bands. We're all over the place. We can fit with anybody, man.
Were you more of a fan of the early punk Suicidal, or when they turned metal, like near the early 90s?
I like them all, man. I love the early punk stuff more, but I like them all. I mean, I like the Infectious Grooves. You heard of them,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Dude, the Infectious Grooves are awesome.
Oh yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
Suicidal's self-titled album, that's hands down my all-time favorite, or one of my all-time favorite albums. I definitely liked them way more in the beginning. I mean, I still like them, but the punk side of them was my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any current artists that you derive influence from?
Are there any current artists that you like?
Oh, current ones. You know,
I always stump people with this one. No, nobody knows who's current anymore.
I don't really listen to much new music. I listen to what we do on the radio. I mean, on my phone, I play it through my truck when I'm driving, and you know. But I'm all over. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really listen to that much new music.
What about you?
Well, then fuck the mainstream. Who are some DFW bands y'all like to jam?
Two bands. One my goddaughter plays in. I'm being totally unbiased. They're called Larvae. They play in Denton mostly. And then there's another band that they played with called No Way Out. And I think they're mainly out of Fort Worth. They play a lot at the what is it? The Railway Club? Yeah. They play there. They're kind of like death metal. Larvae is more like I don't know if y'all know who Mr. Bungle is.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So very like metal, jazz, just a bunch of weird shit, but they're a really good band too.
Wow, cool.
Good fusion of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I got to give a quick shout out to my boy Eric and our drummer Bill William James Ford. They are currently at the Cannibal Corpse concert right now.
Oh,
Awesome.
my guitar says too. That's awesome.
Where are they playing at?
I want to say Trees.
Oh, nice.
Are they posting pictures on their Facebook? I'll go look it up.
You know what? What I try to do is I try to buy albums from like the local bands, especially when we go to a gig. So like if I'm outside working on my bike or something or whatever, I'll be listening to something like that. I was listening to the Max Hill band the other day when I was working on my bike.
Hell yeah.
I listened to Dank, dude. You guys are badass. And another band that I really like listening to that I like is Sativa Kid. They're pretty badass. Sativa Kid's badass. And what's that other band? I can't remember their name. Their singer is amazing. Dude, we play with a culture. I can't think of a name right now, but there's a few local bands that I like to listen to.
Amazing singer? Would it be this band Against All Odds?
Dude, they have an amazing singer.
I'm sure they do. I haven't heard them, man. But
that's Ariel's band. I just had to say it.
Shameless plug.
You know what? Wait a minute. That's your band, right? You know, last week, what was it? Last week when you guys were closing out the show,
Ariel on it.
Yeah, I know, right? Last week when you guys were closing out the show, you guys played a song from you that you guys were talking about, like, hey, like, you know, play it as you like leave or whatever. And I don't know what song that was, but dude, I dug that jam, man.
That was mine.
It's called Cold. It's her song. It's the band Against All Odds. We play it pretty much to end every show.
Oh yeah,
it's nice. Dope. So nice that they do that.
It's a dope closer.
It was cool, man. I was like, oh shit, that was cool. Yeah.
Nice.
A lot of good bands in DFW, man.
Yeah, there are. I don't feel like that they get lifted up quite enough, but
yeah,
hard out there.
We're the same boat you are. We're just trying. We're just, you know, it's kind of like we want to be that band that if you didn't know who we were and you walked into a bar and you saw us playing, that you would be like, you know what, they're pretty cool, man, and just order beer and just sit down and watch and finish the set.
Yeah,
that's what we try to be.
And
that's basically the motivation. You know, that's why we got this guy here to help us like sound great live and stuff. So
So I know you mentioned earlier you've been through just a few members just because of life changes and stuff, and I know how that is. Do you feel like you grow as a band in your sound or personal growth from
Yeah,
the band changes?
Well, you know, it's funny. When I write a song, like let's say I come up with a song and I have a certain thing in mind where, oh, this song's gonna be like this, real heavy and whatever. But then like Scott starts playing and he adds his own flavor to it. So the song turns slightly, you know.
Yeah.
And now with Matt
As it
here,
should, with transitions and things, especially.
exactly. Now with Matt here, he's going to put his own flavor into it because I'll say these are the chorus, this is the song, but make up your own part, and then we'll just work on it until he gets comfortable. But you know, now with him here, it's going to have his flavor to it, so it's not going to be the same music as with like this other band member or whatever. It's basically like the songs. Like I'll write a song, but it's not finished until we all put our season in there, and then it becomes like Punk Vato song, you know, with the attitude and everything behind it, you know. And I feel that that's the way I make music, and then that's the way our sounds sound like.
I just play what's in my head, and that's strange sometimes. But I come out and play what's in my head and make it sound good, and then he'll give me that look. It's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm going like, "Well, this is what I think it's just sound like," and he's like, "It sounds like shit," you know. So we'll change it up a little bit. I mean, you really do got to leave your ego and your pride at the door. I mean, you're playing your own stuff, but you got to cohabitate it with everybody else, and that requires a little bit of cooperation and forwards, backwards thinking to get it to sound like you want it to. I mean, we spent 6 months on previous songs and played it in front of somebody for the first time, and it's like a lackluster. They're like, okay. And then we've come across something we put together 2 weeks ago and play it in front of people, and they're like, yeah. So you don't know what they're going to like. So we just try to do what we think is going to sound good to the general public and hope it comes out that way. And that's just what we do. I mean, it's hard to put a handle on what all our stuff is all over the place. You know, we're not one steady. We're not like AC/DC where all 15, 17 albums sound exactly the same. We're not like that. I mean, we played a club in Harlingen, Texas.
Harlingen, Texas.
And the El Hop Shop, that's the name of it. And we were playing a song that we put together, and we had people out in the audience waltzing to that song. It's a rock song.
Nice.
I love it.
It's just amazing to see that people could find that kind of how do you say that kind of enjoyment out of it, and that's basically what it's all about. They get up there and play and hope people like it and hope they have a good time and hope they enjoy it. I mean, sure, we'd like to make millions, but you know, that's not in the cards at the moment. We're just going to get out there and play and make sure everybody has a good time when we play, and that's our goal. It's just something that, you know, we have a definite, how do you say, a union with that each of us want to do and have a good time and play. And I'm just the guy that beats on the drums, you know, but nonetheless,
making the ladies dance.
Yeah. Well, like the thought process isn't like, let's make popular music or song. We play music that we want to hear, that we like. Yeah. And then we like to think that there's people out there that like the same stuff we do. And, you know, our tastes are like all over the place. So, you know, somebody could just say, hey, you know what? I'm more, this is more my style, but I really like what these guys did, you know? So the motivation is just like, we want to play what we want. And because we know there's a lot of people out there that are like starving for good music. And we, you know, a lot of them, they come up to us all the time after gigs and tell us that they love our music.
Badass.
That's why we do it, you know. We just keep playing, man, because I don't know, man. I've been playing since I was like 14, 15. He's been playing since, what, 13? Like, you've been playing, how long were you playing when you were a kid?
Oh, I started at about 12 years old.
Yeah, see, 12 years old, and you?
Well, I first picked it up at 18, and I
Yeah.
kind of like, I'd play a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like it's not a fad; it's a way of life. I've been playing guitar for so long. That's what I like to do. That's I work jobs, they pay the bills, but making music, that's my lifeblood right there. And
Yeah.
same way. I mean, you guys do too. So kindred spirits, man, everywhere you are, kindred spirits.
Damn right. Hey, have any of these lineup changes ever forced you to change the way that you play your instrument?
No, not really. I mean, I've had to learn how to sing and play. So, I mean, here I was, I have a song and I play it a certain way. And now I have to like kind of slow it down. And then, okay, this is how I'm going to say it in the, like like I should say, like the downstroke of the pick, the upstroke. And I'm adding my syllables. And then I practice it until I can play it without looking at my instrument. So now I'm just jamming and like, playing a song like this and I'm singing and I don't have to look down because I memorized it, but I've also memorized where I'm going to put the syllable, the vowel, because I don't know how to sing and play together, but that's the only way I knew how to break it down. That's it.
Singing and playing at the same time is really hard. I can only do one at a time. Unless it does follow it like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or something like that. If it follows it, I can do it, but I can't
Or
sing and play.
Or Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to be able to do. It's a magical ride, even at a lower level like me. Like, I'm not that good, but I do play and sing, and it's a hella ride. It's a lot of fun.
And yeah, so I guess you could say my style changed that way. Scott was when I first met him, he was like, pretty much kind of straightforward, did a lot of roles and things like that. But when he told me was when I asked him one day, like, hey man, listen, I'm struggling, I'm concentrating on singing and playing. I need for you're the lead guitarist, but on drums. Add fills, add whatever, but make the song interesting and good so that I can just slow it down on my end and focus because I have pedals to hit and I'm singing and I'm playing. And so I know for sure that he's evolved where now he'll give you a beat, but then he adds these really good drum riffs, almost like a lead guitarist would add a little riff. And that's really elevated our sound, and that's how we've evolved in that sense. And then it's been me and him for a long time because we were looking for a bassist for like, 2.5 years.
Oh, wow.
And we had a lot of guys come and audition, really great playing guys too, but we were just like, let's hold off for the right guy, the guy that really wants to be here, who wants to put the effort in and who has some skill. And we, I think that we found the guy right here, and I'll let Matt talk to you about that.
Very cool, Matt.
So they found me on this app called Band Mix.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I've been trying to find a band for a long time, and I was kind of to the point where I was like, I don't give a fuck what kind of band it is. I just want to play like in a whole band. And Renee hit me up, and he was like, hey, man, you want to come by for an audition? And I saw the name, and I was like, Hedonistic Punk Vatos. They gotta be good. There's no way they can't be. And so I looked them up on YouTube, and I was like, holy shit. Like, I really, really loved like all the songs. And I was like, fuck, man, this is like a dream come true. Like, I get to join, pending the audition. But I was like, man, getting to play with people that want to play the same shit I want to play. And I came in, for the audition, and man, it was just everything clicked. So I'm super, super hyped up to, start gigging and meeting other like-minded bands and musicians,
That's dope.
Kick-ass, you have that commitment, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's kind of like what Renee was saying. Like, we all have jobs, obviously the ultimate goal, like, yeah, if you could get paid to make music, but, I would be doing this even if I wasn't in a band. I just love writing, playing bass. That's like my creative
It's fucking
outlet.
fun. Yeah, it's fun. Gotta have fun, man. It's a lot more fun when you're playing out doing gigs.
Yep.
We were having trouble. We would get a bass player or two, and they're kind of like setting their ways on certain things. You know, every musician, like, well, I like to do that. They're in their comfort zone. So what we really wanted was somebody, not so much, you know, how do you say, greatest bass player in the world, but somebody that would grow into the part, that really wanted to be there and really wanted to do it. And then he would grow into the part, and there'd be a much easier transition into what we were doing, instead of someone that's already set in their ways and they don't want to do it this way, they want to do it that way. And that's where we were messing up, because we were looking at all these pro bass players, and most of them, and I understand, you know, we're wanting to have paying gigs and stuff like that. And that's totally understandable. But what we wanted was someone that would, you know, would take the leap of faith, jump into this and really want to do it, because then it's that much easier for the rest of us to take them in, let them play, let them do what needs to be done, and we're all going to benefit from it. And it's so far so good. You know, we're doing just fine, and he's going to kick it in gear. I mean, I just, you know, I get this idea because I've seen a lot of different musicians, a lot of bands, a lot of bass players, a lot of guitarists, and I can just see the enthusiasm, and he really wants to do it, and that makes up for a lack of a whole lot of other things. And we're actually just grateful to have Matthew here with us playing, because we really needed a good bass player, and we got one. We feel like that he's going to work just fine, you know, and I'm hoping that we can, be steady gigging after this. Once we get him laid out like he needs to be once, and he's comfortable with it, we'll just keep going to one gig after the next, and playing all the live shows we can.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Matt,
how you do it, man.
Matt, do you add vocals as well?
No, like, so I've been trying to practice like singing and playing, but I'm mainly kind of like, I can harmonize, but it's still not good. But hopefully I can get there in the future with Renee.
We all started somewhere, man.
I do write lyrics a whole lot, but I just wish I had the voice to get them out. You know what I mean?
I don't know how to sing.
I don't know how to sing.
So is the search for a lead singer still on the table?
I don't know, man. I really like singing and playing, but let's see. I mean, first things first, you know. I think that if we're going to look for somebody else, we're probably going to look for a lead guitarist rather than a singer, you know. But, I mean, who knows? Right now, we're a three-piece, and we're cool with that. And we'll take it from there, you know.
Well, if you could find two guitarists, would you just be a singer?
No, man. I'm a guitar for life.
Nice.
You know, I've been playing guitar since I was a kid. I mean, you know, my girl knows this. My family knows this. I've been playing guitar. I mean, you know, it's like this. I took my wife out to a gig, you know, and, you know, she was there from the beginning when I show up, and we're unloading all our crap, and then we jam, and then afterwards we're talking to everybody. And at the end of the night, you're loading it back up, getting home in the middle of the night, you know, and then like carrying all that stuff upstairs. Where, you know, I live upstairs, carrying all that stuff upstairs, then just sitting down for like a minute and having a beer just to like level it all off. And then, you know, I got to take a shower and then probably eat a little something and then go to bed. It's been a long night. And she goes, "How do you do that?" And I go, "Well, this is a way of life." And so I can't ever see myself not playing guitar, especially not in my own band, you know. I just can't do it. And that's how I write.
That's beautiful, man.
Thanks.
There's a question in the chat. Speaking of your guitar for life, Melody is saying, if you had to choose a different instrument to play, what would be your choice?
I think oh man, dude. I suck at drums, but I love playing drums. You know? I mean, if I play bass, I'd just be playing guitar on bass. But if I can play drums, I mean, I just can't play drums for crap. But whenever like Scott, we're practicing, right? And, we usually, barbecue something and we're drinking beers casually and we're practicing. So like if he gets up to go take care of the pit, I'll hop back on his drums and I'll just, jam on it for a little bit. And he can hear it. He knows it's me because I can only play one way, because he knows I'm playing his drums. But I mean, I was in the band when I was a kid, in 8th grade and stuff. And I met some of my greatest friends there, Shout out to Arnold Castillo, Silent Train, and Larry Seguire. And, we started off in the drum course. So I've always wanted to play snare in the band and all this shit. I was a terrible drummer, man. I sucked at it. And I'm not a naturally talented musician, man. I worked hard to get where I'm at. And so that goes with the drums, man. I sucked at it, but I love playing drums, So I guess I would say, yeah, drums would be my choice. Drummers get all the girls, man.
If I heard them play, if I picked another instrument, it'd be like the triangle. Because
oh my God, I was just thinking that.
I don't have to think too much or anything. It's just like ding. And then, of course, I did it wrong when you're supposed to have the triangle. Ding, ding.
No.
You, sir, we are on the same page.
When I was in band, I played the triangle and all the percussion stuff, and we went to UIL, and I just did. I played the triangle. It's not that easy, man. Damn.
I guess for me, it'd probably be tuba.
Tuba?
No, I'm
Nice.
fucking around. No. Drums or piano for me.
Oh,
Either
yeah.
one of those.
I can see a tuba connected to a pedals. Tuba with a wah on it.
That'd be insane.
We love the questions. Keep the questions coming from the.
Yeah,
Shout out-
speaking of that, let me go ahead and go to him. Enjoying the interview, says Eric PA.
All right. Sup, Eric?
And then Scotty the Hottie and Renee. So good to see your faces. Candace Lane.
Candace, great girl.
Hey, Candace.
Fan
Thank
of
you
ours.
thank you for being in the chats, Candace. American Honey. Thank you for being in the chats, American Honey. And Shit Show. Well, hello, American Honey. So just going to kind of go back up through theirs.
Shit show. That's a great.
Hello, Outlaw.
We appreciate everybody on
What
the
are some of your best crowds, do you think? Fort Worth, Dallas, Arlington?
What's our best crowd in Fort Worth, Dallas, or Arlington?
Best club?
Best crowd.
Yeah. Where do you get the most positive response?
I don't know,
I'm
man.
not sure I understand.
Nobody comes to see us, dude.
Oh, yeah, the best crowd.
Best
It
crowd.
depends.
Susan says thinking about RGV shows. Where are those?
Rio Grande Valley shows. You know what? When we went to the Hop Shop in Harlingen, we played 2 hours. We were the last band. We set up the show, and we made a deal with the owner. And he said, "Hey, man, you guys bring in so many people, and I'll give you a cut of the beer sales." So we got 10% of the beer sales, and that night we made a good dime, and the place was just packed. And it was kind of like almost like the Blues Brothers. We made some money there, but we basically spend more money on beer than what we took in. But we had a great time. My family was there, and a lot of old friends from high school were there. I'm from San Benito, Texas, and but the place was just jumping packed, and that's where we had those people. We played like a ballady song, and then people doing a waltz, and we were just looking at each other, and we just kept jamming, man. That was probably one of our best shows, but we get it. It just depends, sometimes people don't go out, money's tight, but we appreciate when they do. And when we did a show at Mavericks, hey, shout out to Jerry Warden. And we did a show at Mavericks, and then, a lot of
Elmo Jones Productions.
Yeah, Elmo Jones Productions. And a lot of people had left, but towards the very end, we were on last. There was a group of chicks that came in from another bar, and they were really into us. So we just got hyped, and we just started jamming, And I always tell everybody, I try to play all my shows, you know, like it's like if it's my last time on stage. Like every show is our last show. So we just really, it doesn't matter if it's like, you know, 2 people in the audience or a full crowd. We're gonna just throw down the
Fucking
best
play.
That's the only way we can live, you know.
Yeah,
Play your hearts out.
It's good to see someone get something out of it, especially all the hard work you go through. I gotta lug all them drums up there, set them up, put together, get everything tuned, do all that stuff. The breaks you get when you play, and then tear it all back down again. But I mean, that doesn't matter. I mean, we have a good time nonetheless. But when you see people actually into what you're doing, and it's something you wrote and not something you copied, that
original.
That helps your ego just a little bit. But you can't let it go to your head because that would be bad. But still, it helps when you see them getting into it. I really like that.
Hell yeah.
Now,
hell yeah to all the people who go out and actually rock and roll when you see your bands.
Thank you.
Now, how about the reverse? Do you all ever get a perverse enjoyment in driving people away?
Dave does.
It's part of the show, isn't it?
Well, you know the band that I'm in, right? We kind of do. So
I think for me, and I can only speak for myself on this, is like, you know, when I'm up there, sometimes, dude, I just like I don't give a fuck if you like it or not, dude. I'm gonna jam my shit, but I'm gonna do the best I can to win you over. But if you don't like, there's some people that just won't like it, you know, like, oh, I want it to be heavier, I want it to be like this and that, and we're like,
suck it.
You know what, man? I want to say that like our music, it's like the type of music where if you're listening to us and you're talking to your friend, you're not really paying attention, you can tell when the next song started because it's totally different. Like they're different.
Yeah.
And you know where you've seen bands where you're talking to your friend and they go on and you turn and you think it's the same song, you know, because all their songs are the same. You will never find that with us. So there's people that'll love one song more than another song, and like it's cool, man. I mean, I just, you know, everybody just be cool, and that's all we care about. I don't give a shit.
Everybody be cool.
Everybody just be cool, man.
Sounds like a song there, Renee.
There you go, man. Well, this dude's been writing some stuff that he's been telling me about, so I'm looking forward to him putting some lyrics down, and you know, bam, man, we'll take it to another level, you know, a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Speaking of taking it to another level, I understand that we have in our possession some HPV songs in our establishment. Is that correct, Ricky?
Yeah, I have a selection here. Name one. Pick a song.
Well, right quick before we do that, where were these tracks recorded at?
I'm gonna get my gun.
Okay, so
that's the one.
Let me just give a shout out to Ben Davis at Always Evolving Productions. All right,
Ben Davis.
We've had Ben on.
Yeah, and that's his production company, and he's the one that produces Behind the Red Car with host Roger Productor, and such a really like good group of people, man. And so these recordings are from the Behind the Red Car show, which are on our YouTube channel and behind in their channel. But we haven't really gone around to recording professionally, and these are as professional they're gonna get for us as far as like, you know, getting professionally mic'd and mixed. But I think now that we got we got Matt in our, you know, in the fold, once we get our shit together, we would really like to go in there because I have some ideas as to putting on like a Hedonistic Vatos, like a professional recording, you know, but with a corresponding comic book that goes with that as like a music video is that comic book, you know.
Dude, I love that. That sounds awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what we want to put out, and so we're just gonna get, you know, we got to get up to speed on that. But shout out to Ben Davis and the right there, he Behind the Red Car. So if you can put this is his favorite song, one of my favorites. If you can put what was it?
Mama get my gun. Here we go, everybody. Debuted. Blow your brains out.
almost got run off the road. There was a guy in a Tesla from California. I'm not a violent guy. This is my story. I know you'd ever see that has just begun. The time to get up and see. Mom, get my gun, mom, get my gun, mom, get my gun. Mom, get my gun, mom, get my gun, mom, get my gun. Get back. Take that! Get back! Take that!
Some nice jams, bro. Listen to that.
Better come and take it. Going down the dark road, not a pretty place. When I raise a catcher, I love you'd ever see. And that's just begun. The time to get up and see. Get my gun, mom, get my gun, mom, get my gun. Mama, get my gun, mom, get my gun, mom, get my gun. Get back! Take that! Get back! Take that! California, my Texas.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Thanks, Ed.
Yeah, I definitely hear the suicidal tendencies in that one. Also, I'm hearing a hint of guar in there. Very nice, very nice.
Nice, man. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Excellent work, man.
Thanks, appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and great guitar tones. The tones are like, off the hook. So great guitar tones and, good guitar playing.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
Appreciate it. When I first got my amplifier, when I was looking for a half stack, This was before Guitar Center. There used to be a guitar store in San Antonio. I lived there for 16 years.
Yeah.
And, I go up to this guy, and it was like one of those big warehouses that, they went under a long time ago. But, I go, hey, man, look, I'm really serious about a half stack. I brought my own guitar. I need for you to help me out. Give me half stack combinations. I go, I have $1,000 to spend. And he's like, he's like, all right. He sets me up, and I went through like 10 different combos, Marshalls and all sorts of stuff. And I just didn't like the tone, man. I gave the guy $20 for his time. Like, thank you, man. Here's $20. I left. And then like a couple of days later, I went to this mom and pop guitar store, little mom and pop place, side of a highway type of thing, one of those big, outlet mall type of things.
Yeah.
And, I had my guitar with me, just in case, because I was really searching for like a real amp, to take me to, I just needed an amp and, professional amp. And I went to the back room where I went with my old bassist Peps from, he's got an 80s band in San Antonio right now, and they do covers. But we went in there, and this amp was sitting in the corner, pretty much covered, gathering dust, kind of like, what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like when the dad goes in Gremlins, and he, that little Asian shop, like that, dude. It was that kind of setting, dark and moody. Anyways, I go in there, and within 2 minutes, because like all these other amps, I was always struggling. I don't like it. I was just messing with the.
Yeah. Can be a bitch sometimes.
Yeah. And in like 2 minutes, like, oh my God, I love that tone, like within 2 minutes. And so I wound up, the old man, he was selling it, but it was way out of my price range. So I wound up going online, and I found AmericanMusical.com, and they just started out. They were like a warehouse that had music equipment. And the cool thing about that is that when they received the first payment, because it was through debit, right? As soon as they got the first payment, they shipped you the product, and it was factory sealed. So I was able to buy the head first through in payments. And then I got the cabinet to go with it. And that's like 23 years ago. And I still have that same amp. It's a Fender Stage 100, solid state.
Wow.
I recently, maybe within this last year, 2 of my top speakers, long live O'Reilly's, O'Reilly's is no longer there, but I mean, they loved us there. And I blew out the top 2 speakers, and I was able to replace them. I watched this show on Spectre Sound Studios on YouTube where the guy's talking about tone and whatever, and what changes your tone. And he was talking about the speakers. A lot of people forget that. So I upgraded my speakers. So what I did was I put them in a cross configuration. I got the 2 originals here, and then they're creambacks, Neil creambacks, so they're lighter, but it really gave me like really good mids, and it was something different than the vintage 30. So, I just, I really love that tone. And so, yeah, I don't play Marshalls, man, but thank you. I appreciate you recognizing the tone, man. I put a lot of thought and effort into like my instruments and stuff like that. Scott,
thanks for telling me about it. It's a good story.
Those drums sound fabulous, dude. You should hear him tune them. He does the Mary Had a Little Lamb on the drums,
Yeah.
You go, what the hell, dude? He goes, this is how I know they're in tune. And he plays Mary Had a Little Lamb on his drums. And they go, oh, no.
It works.
And he just, nope, that's got a clank. And he'll tune it. And like, then it sounds like, what the hell, dude?
Right. Wow.
My mentor taught me that many years ago. He said it worked. Been doing it ever since.
Mary Had a Little Lamb. Just tweeting that shit, dude.
How about you, Matt? What's your amp game like?
I've only got, the only thing I have right now is a Fender Rumble. It's only a 40 watt and my tone, like the bass, like my main bass is a short scale Music Man, and I kind of like on most of the songs that we play, I kind of go for like a clanky, like high treble bass, kind of, I don't know, maybe a quarter of the way up, mids almost all the way up, and treble. So
almost guitar-y.
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll tweak that as the more we practice and dial in the sound, but that's just kind of what I've been running so far.
Okay, cool. So you're not against somebody changing your tone.
No. I mean, I love what these guys play. So, I mean, I know if we do adjust the tone, like it's going to fit with the music, and, they're way more experienced than I am. So I came into this thing like a sponge, I'm just soaking it all up.
Well, I would tell you this. I'm not going to ask him to change his tone if that's what he likes. When it comes to when we're putting together a song, like when Scott has like a part or something, I'll ask him, can you change the beat a little bit? Because it doesn't feel like smooth to me because I'm trying to sing it and play it, and he'll adjust. And then oh, there it is. Now I don't struggle with it. So if he wants to play his tone, that's fine. I like the really bassy guitar. I play really heavy strings, dude. I play my top string is a 58, and it's a heavy string. I like that heavy, deep crunch, almost like a doom band. So his tone's fine. I mean, if I ever ask anybody to change the tone, it won't be that. It'll just be like, hey, can you give me a little more treble or a little more bass? Just enough for me to hear like something where like, oh, there it is. Thank you. And now I'm more comfortable with it and stuff like that. But no, man, I'll never ask anybody to change their tone. Your style is your style. The whole point of the band is like, it's not my band, it's our band.
Yeah.
And that's the only way we're going to be successful. I mean, I'm very picky with my own shit. I don't need to be picky with anybody else's stuff, man.
Like, what was the song that we were doing? And I was asking you, it was a slower song. And I was like, hey, should I turn the bass up on this, or you want to leave it more trebly? And you were like, yeah, turn the bass up. And it ended up working out. It sounded better than what it was. So
I can't remember right now, but we have a lot of stuff. So
when y'all do go into the studio next, they probably will ask you to adjust, tunings and, different mids and everything. Is there a studio that y'all have picked out for the next album?
Nope. We don't even have an album, dude. We're just gonna I just feel like I think we should record like one song at a time, because a lot of people don't buy albums anymore, and they're
it's a different world, isn't it?
Yeah. So my idea is to record one song or two songs, and then put them out like on a USB, in a little package, and for each song, like have a comic book, where you flip it and it's the other song. And so it's like the video in my head drawn out with the lyrics, so that as you're listening to our song, you're flipping the page to the next set of lyrics or whatever. And that's the rock video, and I don't know, it's just different. I mean, we don't have a lot of money, but we'll put something out, and hopefully, people go to our shows, they'll buy something and things like that. So, and all we ever do is any money that we make, the first thing I do is I pay the tab, and then I give these guys their cut, and I always pay them before I pay myself, and that's just the way I've done it. I put together when the pandemic first was like kind of almost coming to a close, the Rail Club was always having shows in the red, and we're the first show that played there. They were in the black, and I put that show together. I got the bands there, a lot of really great bands. I had the Moon Lords. I had Electric Church when they started out,
Nice.
And the first thing I did,
we got to do a show with the Moon Lords.
Yeah, the Moon Lords are badass. They're looking for a bassist, by the way. And,
shout out to Chuck and I guess Rick also.
And so, like, the first thing I did was I paid those guys out, and I paid my guys, and then I paid the tab, you know, and that's fine with me. But that's just the way I see it, dude. You know, I think that if we take care of ourselves and our people first and stuff like that, you know, so I don't know, man. It's just, you know, like I said, it's a lot of fun.
It's a great story, man. Thanks for telling that about Mavericks and working with J Ray over there.
Yeah, man.
Well, I would definitely suggest Bolt Neck for whenever y'all want to record again, just because I love Chuck, and I think y'all are definitely of the Bolt Neck family ilk, I must say.
Chuck is so awesome.
That's a great suggestion, actually.
That's your goddaughter.
Well, hey, I've got a couple of good responses to the song in the chats I should go ahead and bring up, and that's Bill Girl. It's always great to see her in the chats, and she said that song was fucking awesome. And then so did Susan Rubio. Dude, that was some heavy jam badass.
Dude, that's Susie Seidel.
Susie Seidel, the heavy jam.
Yep.
Good to have y'all in the chats. Keep it coming.
Yeah. So,
love all the participation in the chats.
I gotta say, with a name like Hedonistic Punk Vatos, y'all have probably seen some crazy shit on stage, have you not?
Yeah.
What's some crazy shit? What's some crazy shit y'all have seen?
No way. Like what?
Tell the story.
What?
What crazy shit have you seen on stage?
Oh man, I see some stuff. Oh, boobs, people slapping each other, you know,
panties,
drums, and you can't move, you know. So you're watching everything that's going on, and you see some crazy stuff out there. You know, we're getting flashed, and then people mad having an argument. And I remember the band I used to be in. I broke the nylon tip on the end of my drumstick, so I winged the stick to the crowd, grabbed another one out of that bag, and hit the 18. Never missed a beat. And that drumstick, I swear, catches this old boy square between the eyes, knocked it flat on his ass. And we're out there, and this is in the basement in Dallas many years ago. And
I remember that place.
Yeah, and this guy comes up with a drumstick. He's so drunk he can hardly stand up, and he's going, "It's awesome!" And the bass player pulls his hair up, and there's this huge goose egg on his forehead. I'm sitting there looking, going, "Dude, a little lower, I'd have put he'd be a pirate, you know." And I put his eye on. So we were thought maybe we were getting in trouble for that, and we're putting everything together. And the owner comes running up, and he goes, "Guys, can you do that again next week? That was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time." And I thought, man, what the heck? But it was crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, dude, there's crazy shit all the time, especially on stage. And I come to find out there's a lot of crazy shit just happening in the state of Texas. I came across some really interesting news clippings. I'd like to share some of them with you. I think y'all will enjoy this. All right, check this out. This is 2021, by the way. Lubbock man arrested for hit and run says he's bad at drinking and driving. I'm pretty sure he's one of your fans. Bobby Chris Reyes reportedly told an officer that he had 3 whiskey drinks, but later recanted his statement. An officer asked him why he was there, and Reyes said something to the effect of, "I was drinking and driving, and I'm bad at it." Police also asked Reyes to recite the alphabet from F to R, to which he replied, F123758.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry, Bobby Chris. Over in Livingston, Livingston Mayor Judy B. Cochran bagged a 12-foot alligator, the same creature she believes ate her miniature horse a few years ago. She says, "Typically the gators don't bother us, but we've been looking for this one," she told the Houston Chronicle. Cochran, who recently became a great-grandmother, used a seasoned raccoon to attract the 580-pound animal to her pond, where she shot it. She plans to mount its tail in her office and make several pairs of boots from its hide. Well done, Mayor Judy from Livingston. And my final one, I love this one. All right, Wichita Falls. A woman was banned from Walmart after drinking wine from a Pringles can while astride an electric shopping cart.
Nice.
Classy.
The Wichita Falls Times Record News reports that when a police officer arrived at the store around 9 a.m., employees said she had been riding around the property since 6:30.
Nice.
After the story made the rounds, 10,000 people RSVP'd to a copycat Facebook event, and 3 people actually showed up to toast in her honor at a North Austin Walmart. So, thank you, Texas. You are never short on headlines for this show.
Pretty gumdrops, man. I was at
Bananas are cheap.
hotel room, and in the highway was next to this hotel room, cheap hotel room, and there was like I guess an ambulance like hauling through the highway in the distance, and one of the guys at the party thought the cops were coming, so from the second story he jumps, lands, breaks his collarbone, rolls, and runs down the field totally fucked up. You know, and it was like, and then because he did that, somebody called the cops for real. And when the cops came, we wouldn't let him in and stuff. We're like, what are we gonna do? There's a bunch of underage kids here. We have a keg in the middle of this hotel room, and everybody's doing drugs, you know. Rock and roll, man.
Yep.
Rock it. Then this is a tribute to Dank. Rock and roll pussy hole.
Hell yeah. Dude, one time, Grain, my old band, we were all underage and we were drinking in the back of our drummer's truck with the top over it, and we were just hammered, fucked up. We were in front of the Underworld. If y'all remember the Underworld, old Kevin Owens, his old club. And, you know, we're just in a mound of beer and weed, and out of nowhere we are surrounded by flashlights and guns drawn. Apparently the TABC were raiding the club, and they just happened to run into us first.
Oh.
And amazingly enough, all of those drinks were empty, and since they weren't really there to bust us, they just kind of ignored us. But I will say this, when you're drunk and then have a bunch of guns drawn on you, that'll make that drunk shoot way the fuck up.
Oh yeah.
Ariel, you got any crazy stories?
No, y'all have like exceeded any kind of crazy I've seen.
I'll tell you one where this is one of the reasons why, like when I started playing guitar, this is one of the reasons why I just kept at it. You know, I was in a new wave band in 8th grade with my good friends from band. You know, I showed up to audition as a singer, but I couldn't sing. But since I owned a guitar, I became the guitarist. And so, you know, my friend Larry Seguidis showed me how to play power chords. I still play power chords to this day, dude. And we played at this girl's birthday party. We're all 8th graders. We're in this little like separate garage from the house. The parents are there. We only know 5 songs. We play the 5 songs and then we play them again. And so the parents go inside and then we start playing Spin the Bottle. And I got to go to the back of the garage with this girl and we swapped t-shirts, and she was pretty well developed for an 8th grader. And that was my first time as a kid seeing boobies. And I just realized
Boobies.
at that moment, like an evil Renee angel and another evil Renee angel on my shoulder.
Two
They
evils.
One said rock and the other one said and roll. And ever since then, I go, I must see these again. So you know what? If I play guitar, I might get a chance to. So never really happened too much after that, but that's why I started playing guitar, you know, ever since 8th grade and stuff. You know, I was like, hey, rock and roll, man.
Right here is where we've reached ground zero, people, because that is the exact reason why all of us got into music. Am I right?
Roll.
Yeah. Can I get an amen? Can I get a hallelujah?
Amen. Hallelujah.
I have a crazy story.
Howdy to you.
Not but me and some of my friends went to this screening of I think it was the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and Arlie Ermy was going to be there doing a Q&A, and it was going to be shown outdoors at a abandoned insane asylum. And what we didn't know is like there's a prison next door, like in, you know, and so we ended up taking a wrong turn and we're driving like around the prison, and like, you know, we had been smoking, and all of a sudden this truck pulls up, all these guards jump out, shotguns drawn, and we're like, what the
Oh
fuck?
shit.
And so it turns out that people had been turning in there all day long, and so they were just fucking sick of it. But it was,
We were just leaving.
and we were like, hey, they were like, hey, get the fuck out of here. And we're like, no problem.
Ah,
And we still had a joint going, and we are just like, oh my God, please, like, just let us get the fuck out of here.
Excuse me, sir. Where are you headed? Oh, we're going to the Hedonistic Punk Vatos show. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Oh yeah. Hey Ricky,
Yep.
you've got a story or two, right? You've done some crazy shit in your life.
Oh man, crazy story. Crazy story is what's happening right now. Just trying to get my bills paid every, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, life is crazier now than what it's ever been. And then what's more is that you guys show up here to talk about it, you know, and have a good time together. I love you guys for doing that, especially you, Dave Jarvis. For y'all that don't know, everybody in the chats, Dave's been doing this officially 1 year together with me, which is pretty badass, bro. Thank you.
aw.
That's
It's
what's up.
been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, dude. I love you, Ricky. And I love you, Ariel. And I love you guys, Punk Vatos. Y'all are beautiful people as well.
You, man.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, other than that, you know, what's happening right now, I would say just playing live, like performing live is one of the funnest things when you've rehearsed, you know. That's why I love sitting down talking to the whole band, you know, and seeing everybody interact, because I have an idea of what it takes, you know, just to have fun the way that you guys are having fun, you know, the commitment that you make to make this music. And I just enjoy it every time I'm around people and, you know, musicians that are committed. And when I've been able to, it's been some of the funnest time in my life, you know, for sure.
Hell
That's
yeah,
what's
man.
up, man. Oh yeah. And I gotta say, Renee, you also maybe have a future in acting because you did wonderful in a Dank movie.
Thanks,
How
man.
about that?
Be out there, dude. I'm glad.
Yeah, you have a very magnetic personality. I definitely think that translates well on screen. I definitely think that you should probably explore some acting options. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say y'all have a very positive vibe about you guys. Outside of like instruments, is there like one thing that y'all appreciate most about each other?
Besides dick size.
You appreciate about us outside of music.
What
Like
I
a quality y'all bring to the table.
is that we get to do what a lot of people don't or can't do. In other words, express what we do, play it live, and people hear it. And you know, not everyone likes it, but people like it. That's a hard road to hoe. If you want to play cover tunes, well, you already know people are going to like them, you know, because it's been played before and people like it. Not that I'm knocking that. I'm just saying that when you write your own music, what I appreciate the most is when people hear it and they like it. That's
Yeah.
a big, big high for me. It's
Right.
something I live for when I play live. And believe me,
Okay.
I've screwed it up pretty bad 100 times, but it still comes out okay and people still like it. So we just keep doing it.
Well, I would say what I appreciate outside of the band, and I'll tell you this, is that, you know, if you were starving, Scott would give you his last piece of food. Scott would take his shirt off his back for you. That's the kind of person he is. So, you know, and when he moved into this house and he got a garage, it was so that we don't have to pay money for a studio. We used to rent a studio and it was expensive. And we're like, you know, we're just he's home where we use the garage to rehearse at. All our shit's in there. And, he welcomes us into his house every week. And he breaks out the shit, and we all bring like a little something, and we're practicing, and then we all sit down and eat one meal before we have to drive home and stuff. And so, I mean, there's much to appreciate. We're friends. He's one of my best friends. One of the reasons why we decided that Matt was right for this band was because he seemed like the kind of guy that wanted to be friends with the band, not just show up and play and then fuck off. He wanted to be like in this band. He wants to be part of the family and shit. And so that goes a long way, man, because like I can honestly tell you, dude, I play with a lot of people that have so much talent and they can play fucking anything, but they were the biggest assholes, dude. And you can't make music like that. But I play with people that didn't really know how to play too good. They had some skill, but man, they were just so good as a person and as a like collaboration that we made some badass jams. And that was one of the things that I was looking for personally when we were looking for somebody to be in this band. We wanted somebody to not just show up, but somebody that wants to be part of like, let's be part of something badass, and I think we found it in Matt, and he seems like a really nice guy. We invited him over to my house today. My beautiful bride made us some badass pho, we ate a badass
awesome stuff. I'm telling you right now, man.
And that's pretty much it, dude. We try to be a family, man, because when you're there for your brothers are there for you, and you make good music that way, dude. Everybody gets along and everybody's cool as fuck, and that's the only way to live, dude. So I guess that's how I would say I would appreciate from these cats outside of music. That, and I just speak for myself, but I honestly feel that they feel the same way, dude.
Oh yeah,
that is cool.
Yeah. That's the only way to live.
Yeah, man, it's cool that Scott would be willing to give you the shirt off his back, because at 11 o'clock, this turns into a completely different show.
Yeah, take that shit off. Hey, Matt had something to say.
Oh, yeah. So I live in Denton, and Scott lives in Corinth, and Renee lives in Arlington, which is like a 45-minute trip out. And Scott was like, hey, if you could be at my house at 5:45, you can ride with me. And I said, okay, cool. So at like 5:32, I'm like, hey man, I'm I should be there in like 10 minutes. And he's like, oh, hey, I left like 10 minutes ago. Haha. But I didn't really know. And I was like, oh, well, fuck, man. So I pull over at the gas station. I text Renee and I was like, hey man, can you give me your address again? And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, man, Scott said I missed him. And he's like, man, call that motherfucker right now and tell him, and then I looked at the text again and I saw he at the very bottom, he put, he was like, call him. And I call Scott. First thing he does, he answers the phone laughing. And I was like, what the fuck, man? So
Joker. Yeah, that's great.
I tried to warn him. You don't have to have a twisted sense of humor to hang out with us, but it really, really, really helps.
Speaking of twisted humor, look at this in the chats. We got super stickers, everybody. Look at this hot broad, Kaylee.
So much.
She has a kick-ass true crime channel here on YouTube. So, Kaylee, thank you for being in the chats. That's the coolest part of this, but thank you very much for the
everybody that came out to the chats, man. Like and sub this channel. These guys are doing like what everybody wishes when they're in this shit little town, like I'm from San Benito. There ain't a lot of metal and shit. It's there, but nobody knows about it. And it's like, you know what? Channels like this bring you the music that you want to hear, dude, especially because radio's dead, man. They never played like metal and punk a lot. And so, you sub to places like this. So we appreciate everybody coming out into the chats and saying hi and, support this channel, man, because I mean, these guys are supporting us and we're supporting them. And dude, that's the only way to live.
Absolutely. And by the way, how can our viewers support you? What would you like our people to do for you?
Send lots of money.
Yeah.
There it is. All right.
Like that suicidal song. Give me your money. I want you to dig deep. I want you to make it hurt. Yeah, man.
So this is where you can send it. Go on over to the hedonisticpunkvatos.com website, and you can have all the good times start right there.
Oh yeah.
Who
And
did
also-
y'all's website?
And also show these boys some great appreciation for the fine podcast guests that they have been, because every podcast y'all are on, that y'all just do great views because y'all are just great interviews. So definitely check out the behind the red car interview. That was a good one.
Thanks.
Hey, speaking of that, go ahead, Renee.
We just
Hey.
try to promote ourselves because we're promoting whores.
How's
right.
y'all's
So
merch game looking?
Real quick before we move on, speaking of that, I've been a little behind, but here's a little shot of this.
That was a good time out at the Dead Dog Barn.
Got the girls dancing. That's
Yeah.
Katie Lynn right there.
Yeah.
all right.
We literally played behind the red car. Yeah, man, I had a good time.
Oh yeah.
I rode out there on my bike, and then it rained later on that night, and I rode home in the rain and shit. But it was like I had a good time, man. I was just like, just get home, man. Like fuck, semis passing me by and everything, but it was worth it. Had a great time.
So here it is in the chats. They don't need bigger egos.
I'm sorry,
Playing
Eric.
into Matt's anxiety. And whoa, look here. We got Eric Pierre with a $9.99.
Thank
That's
you, Eric.
so fucking cool, dude.
Thank you very much.
Someone in the chats had asked earlier for y'all to each name one song that you like the most.
Our song?
Theirs or other people's.
Mama, give my gun.
There you go. So,
Let's do
That's-
yours and then
Wow.
hey, yeah, let's do both. How about that? Do both. Do your favorite one song and then another that's not yours.
Man, that's so hard. I guess one of my all-time favorites is "Harvester of Sorrow" by Metallica.
Great answer, man. I'm good with it. Yeah, and I think that's all that we were after is give me a song off the top of your head. If you ask me that question again tomorrow, it'd be something else, right?
Exactly.
Name one of your favorite Punk Vatos song, and one of your favorite song outside of the band.
Lover War for the Puck Vatos song, and Sultans of Swing, Dire Straits.
Wow, how about that? See, that's
nice.
why you asked the question.
Well, I don't know. I guess I would say, oh shit, I don't know, man. There's a lot of good songs out there. I mean, I love Too Fast for Love.
Too fast. Hey, do you have the leather records version?
I used to, yeah. In my old computer, I have to dig it
Do you
out.
remember the original intro? It was Vince Neil singing, "When you're young and crazy, life goes on. When you're young and crazy, it goes on and on and on." And that's when the guitar kicked in.
I think I have that version. It's been a long time, man. I haven't.
That
heard
was one of the biggest differences. That and they took a song off that "Stick to Your Guns."
Stick
To your guns.
That's some good shit, man. I don't know, man. There's so
Hey,
many
you
good-
have it on your arm, man, so I get to talk to you about it.
Hell yeah, dude. I do have it on my arm, and it's
Bro, I've done some. We were talking about wild stories earlier. I can tell you now that you're back. I went to see Motley Crue primarily at the UST Festival in 1983.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it only makes sense to a real Crue fan that was alive at that time because, you know, Priest was there, Ozzy was there, Triumph was there. Triumph was the baddest fucking band that day. Van Halen was there. But I had seen all of those bands, you know, and they were my favorite bands. Judas Priest still my favorite band, but I had already seen them, right? So my primary reason for wanting to go out there was to see Motley Crue.
Hell yeah.
And so that was before Shout at the Devil also. Like they revealed the Shout at the Devil imagery at the US Festival.
Yeah, that's right. The US Festival, the US festivals. I remember when they used to have the Monsters of Rock. Absolutely. What is it? Scorp Van Doctalica was the T-shirt that I had from
all that stuff. Huh?
Yeah, dude.
The festivals got wild. I guess they still are.
Good shit, man. You know what? That's on YouTube. You can find that recording of that show of Motley Crue. It's on YouTube if you look up the US Festival.
At the US Festival? Sure, yeah. All the bands, the whole show is available on YouTube.
The whole show is available. You know what band I really like from that festival? Missing Persons. I watched them and I just really dug that show.
Yeah, dude. I saw Missing Persons here in Dallas.
Awesome, man. That's some good shit. And it's not even like metal or anything, but I just loved it, you know. Missing Persons. That's the quintessential.
She wasn't just hot. Dale Bozzio, is that her name?
Yeah.
She isn't just hot. The music was cool for a minute.
I guess I could say, going back to the question is, what song do I love that we do is the love theme of the Hedonistic Punk Vatos.
Oh, I love that one.
That's my favorite one.
Is that what we should play next? Or
play it next.
It sounds like something we should play next, yeah.
Yeah, I wrote that song. I work at UTA, and I would take my guitar, my acoustic guitar, and I would, during my lunch hour, I would just go out and sit in the courtyard and just jam. And I remember I was thinking, I want to write a song for my mom, and I had it in my head, and I literally took me 6 weeks to write that intro because I was literally figuring out note by note. But then once I wrote that and I started practicing and playing it faster and faster, you know, the more you practice it, then like the lyrics changed, and it just became more of like it just became more of a song where we did this gig where we did it and we were jamming, and there was a big chair in front of the band, and this really beautiful woman sat down, and I just sang it to her. And this was years ago, right? You know, years before I got married, right?
Yeah.
But the thing
Tell
about
the story.
the song, it's like the first part of the song is very machismo. It's like saying, hey, you're going to be my girl. I'm going to get you. You're going to be with me. But then the second part of the song is like, but now that you're with me, I'm going to like love you, you know? So it's a love song, man, you know, but it's very, you know, very punk vato. I would say if we could pick a song that defines this band sound, it would be this song, the love theme of the Hedonistic Punk Vatos.
You know, the more you talk, the more I'm in love.
There you go. Take it away, Johnny Kayla.
ganes. Quiero probar mis besitos. Ven aquí una vez. Voy a probar tu cuerpito. Mira mis ojitos. Quiero morder esos labios. Sacarte más que y cuando estás enamorada, con mi amor no te falta nada. Vamos yo y tú a ser yo tu hombre, tú mi mujer. Vas a caer, cabrón, ahí a su chingada madre. Por grito.
Very nice. Celebratory.
Thank you, man. That was live too. We sounded pretty
Live,
good.
live over at Dead Dog Barn, right?
Yep, it was live, dude. That's how we sound.
Sounds really good, Renee. Yeah, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. I couldn't have done it by myself.
Speaking of not being able to do it by yourself, look at what people are saying in the chats.
Ah, shit, nice.
You know,
Quentin Tarantino could be one of our listeners. You know, we got all the Texas love and all.
yeah, there was something very Tito and the Tarantula about that song. I love it.
A lot of people, they say that. It's like, hey, that sounds like from the Dust Till Dawn soundtrack and stuff. I didn't even realize it, and like, yeah, you know what, you're right, you know, but I didn't even know that. It was just one thing that was just like, I just had to jam it, and that's how I wrote it.
Well, dude, people are feeling it because this is Eric Pierre again, who gave a super chat earlier. This is the first Hedonistic Punk Vatos song I ever heard. Love it. And then check this out. This is one of our regulars here. Ville Girl says song went good with a tequila shot.
No.
Hell yeah.
I feel like you should only drink tequila when you listen to that song.
I'm down.
Whatever beer you're choosing.
There you go.
See, with all this exuberance, it's crazy that people say that rock is dead. Rock ain't dead. It's just underground, man.
Yeah.
For shizzle.
Yeah. So we thank everybody for being here with us tonight, and you guys especially for taking the time.
Oh man, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for asking us out here, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Hey, tell us one of your best Elmo Jones shows stories.
What's your best Elmo Jones stories?
Elmo Jones Productions.
Yeah.
Elmo Jones.
Yeah. What's your best story with
Mavericks.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it's the best story, but I built a drum riser there at Mavericks.
There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah, I made the dimensions so my kit would fit on there. I was pretty sharp about that. They said, do anything you want, just make it look good. I said, okay. So I did that. And then the
Kick ass, bro.
Shorted me $100 on the deal. I was pretty
Yeah.
frustrated about that. And he just takes
God
off.
damn
and
it.
says, handle it. And so I didn't want to give Jerry a lot of problems or anything like that. So I just let it go.
Hey, I asked for the story.
Dude.
But all the bands playing on that drum riser, you got Hedonistic Punk Vatos to be thankful.
It's my own little shot at the world there, you know.
Well, you know, he played at we used to play when Jerry was at Diamond Gins. We used to play there all the time.
Yeah.
You know, the drums barely fit on that riser, so this is his chance to get one. He goes, somebody would ask him, will your drums fit there? He goes, I fucking know it'll fit, because he made it to his specs. But yeah, man, we love Jerry, man. He's a great guy and stuff. We were the band where if Jerry, like if a band dropped out or whatever, and Jerry needed a band and he called us, we'll show up. And so
That's too cool, man. I appreciate you guys for that.
Punk Vatos are always ready to go. And so he goes, hey man, can you guys come and play? Oh, fuck yeah, we'll be there. And we were playing at Diamond Gyms like every 2 or 3 weeks or something.
Oh.
We were doing the same thing at Mavericks for a while, you know, and then
Were you practicing over at Universal at that time?
No, we've never practiced at Universal. We're practicing at his in his garage at his house because
okay,
just can't afford the because you know why? Because instead of paying for rehearsal space, we're just buying beer and meat to barbecue. You know, we're just
Oh, that's way better. No, I'd rather be, you know, the privacy and everything at my own space. But I thought I saw you guys rehearse over there back when I was rehearsing there.
Well, we did. We used to for a couple of months at Universal rehearsal for a while.
Just bounce through.
Yeah, and then we're just like, man, it's like $400 a month, and you know, I could use some gas more and some beer money, so we just decided to. He moved, and what was it? He'll tell you the story. But when he was, he got the house he was renting out.
Yeah.
He got the garage.
When you got your new place with the garage.
Oh, great. We can park both our cars in the garage. I said, it's going to be real hard to do with a PA system and a set of drums and amplifiers inside there. She goes,
Yeah.
you're not going to practice here. I said, watch me. And I did it. We never had really much problems. We had one lady who would call the cops, but they would just tell us to turn down because we were playing during the middle of the day and on a Saturday, and it doesn't matter. You know, there's nothing they can do about it. But we did one day. Our board crapped out, so we bought a new one, and we set that puppy up. And we decided to see how it would sound, so we turned it up about halfway and cranked up a song. And we had been playing 5 minutes. And it looked like we robbed a bank, man. There were squad cars coming all over my and I got up and I went out there because my house. And the cop goes, I can hear you guys 6 blocks down. I said, great, but how did it sound? And he goes, well, it sounded good, but you got to turn it down. I said, okay, we'll turn it down.
That's when you invite them in for some barbecue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's just.
What do y'all like to cook?
He likes to cook dead animal, man. It just doesn't matter, dude. It's just
As opposed to live animal. Yes, very good.
Get a seasoned raccoon and throw it out there for that alligator.
It's hard to cook.
Thank you, Ariel, bringing it full circle.
You're welcome.
We have a friend. He's got like I don't know, a few acres, like way out in the boonies, man. We go out there and shoot guns and shit sometimes, blow stuff up, but he's got like a lot of pecan trees, so he'll always like give us like a bunch of wood and stuff. So when he comes back, he just, you know, he smokes, you know, something, a roast or whatever, you know. And you know, we got pecan wood, and then like I would go to the valley to go visit my parents, and my old man, you know, Armando Tamés, shout out to you. And my dad would always have like all this like mesquite. And, if I drove down there, I would just bring a whole shitload back, or my brother, would bring some back, and we would just like throw some mesquite in there or whatever. But, all that stuff my dad did really came in handy because, a couple years ago when we had that, that apocalyptic blizzard and shit, all that mesquite that I had
Power went out
at Scott's house, he was able to just burn it and, keep his family warm in the fireplace. So, my dad saved some lives, man, even if he didn't realize it. But, we just like cook it out. And this cat is like a master of the pit master.
One day we barbecued some Himalayan possum because we found Himalayan. It was pretty good.
All right, folks. I got to hang out with Scott from here on out. I'm sorry.
That's all we do, man. It's like drink beer, barbecue, practice, get tight, go on stage, and play our hearts out, man. Play the fuck out of that stage, dude. And that's it. Like some of our songs are in Spanish. I'm Hispanic. And so, yeah, I'm gonna write some Spanish shit, dude. I'm gonna punk it up. I'm gonna rock it out, and and we're gonna mix it up. And it's gonna be cool. We got some new songs that we haven't actually recorded or anything that we're gonna be playing soon live. And with Matt here, he's gonna we need a fucking bass line to hit it. It's gonna be badass, man. You guys should check us out. December 2nd at Growl Records, downtown Arlington, on Abrams Street.
Badass. That's going to be awesome. What time do y'all play?
Is there a flyer or an event on your Facebook for it?
No, there's no flyer yet, and we don't have the time set out yet, but it's December 2nd there. Chris Zativa Kid, shout out to Zativa Kid. Man, these guys are great, man. They're a great band, and they're fans of ours as well. Sometimes we'll be jamming out, and we're the last band out there, and we'll just see Chris Sativa walk in with his bassist or his guitarist or somebody, and check us out, drink a couple of beers, and then like slowly leave the bar. But he showed up to check us out, man, and they're really great guys, man. They have a great sound and everything. But he messaged me on Facebook. It was like, hey, man. How about you guys play December 2nd with us? I'm like, dude, we're fucking there. And then his message was like, hopefully you'll get a bass player by then. And yeah, we got one now, man. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a good time, and we're just gonna go and we're gonna play. That's gonna be our first show with Matt, and it's gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be awesome, dude. It's we're hopefully like we'll get a good crowd in, and it's gonna be great, man. We're really excited about it, man. It's gonna be awesome.
You're gonna do great, Matt. I believe in you.
At the audition, shout out to these guys because I was really nervous, because it was hard to calm down because like I didn't know any of the songs. I just went in, blind, and Scott said something to me that like took all the pressure off. He's like, look, man, he said it's not a question of if you're gonna fuck up. He said you're gonna fuck up. So he was like, just don't, and the audition was like a little, I could tell I was tense. And then the second practice, once I got a couple of songs, I have most of them down. It's just kind of tightening up. And, the second time was way more fun. I was a lot more loose, and, I wasn't just, really tense. So, man, they very encouraging and very patient. So shout out to them.
Very cool.
I'm a little behind here, but you were giving props to Zativa Kid.
No, well, you guys for having us on, and Scott and Renee for just being patient and just encouraging me in the practice. So it's been a lot more fun.
We should get them. We should get them on the show sometime. Zativa Kid.
Matt's the FNG. We're gonna keep them though.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Y'all call first dibs, and we totally respect that.
Yeah, maybe he'll come on before this show and help promote it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
When is y'all show? It's in November.
December 2nd, I
2nd.
believe.
Oh yeah, that's over a month. That gives us plenty of time.
Absolutely.
Well, you
That's
guys
cool.
want to join us? Y'all want to come back in a month and help promote this show that you got coming up, and then bring Chris and the Zativa Kid gang on, and we'll have a good time together.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good. Well, gentlemen, we are nearing the end of our interview, but I have to finish this interview the way that I always finish all these interviews. So, starting from Matt, going to Scott, and then finishing with Renee. Matt, how do you want to be remembered?
He's gonna ask, how do you
Oh.
want to be remembered?
That's tough. I mean, so I have like 5 god kids that are like my everything in the world, and I guess just being a positive role model. I guess
Peace to you. Safe travels multiplied, brother. To you and yours.
Absolutely.
leaving a positive impact on people, however they take that. I guess.
I dig it.
How do you want to be remembered?
That's it. That's all I want to be remembered. Is that
I
laugh.
think that's the first time somebody has laughed at that question. Everybody gets all like, introverted whenever I ask that question. He was the first one to just laugh at that shit. Mad respect.
This is going to
I
be a
just
loaded
want to be
answer.
remembered as the guy that would never quit, no matter how bad he screwed things up. That's a
good one.
Dope.
Like evil fucking Knievel motherfuckers.
I don't screw around. When I make a mistake, when I screw something up, I do it right, man. I go full tilt boogie. I'm not gonna mess big time. I mean, it's one thing you're back there playing live and both of them turn around and give you the death stare. It's like, what? What did I do? And it's like, well, okay. Just gotta, keep going, and act like you meant to do it.
Damn right.
I know that he's remembered. I know that he's remembered from an old bassist. Tell him that story about that chick that flashed you where you dropped your drumsticks.
Oh.
He's remembered by his old bandmates.
We were playing in the basement. I think the basement or Dave's rock room. One of them two.
Dave's back room.
Over there off of Lover's Lane, was it, in Dallas? Anyways, we were playing along this band, and I'm watching the crowd. I think this guy's got this cute little blonde on his shoulders, and I'm, okay, I'm a guy, so I think guy things, and I'm thinking to myself, dang, I sure would like to see them boobies. And it's like God was talking to me, and he turns around, the guy standing, and he looks up, and I can't hear what he's saying, and she just lifts her shirt, and there's no bra, and I stopped mid-sentence. I mean, right in the middle of the song just came, it was screeching hot, and I'm looking like, whoa, and the bass player is trying to hit me with the end of the bass and telling me to keep playing. So we keep playing, and we were done with that song. We come back, and we're loading up our stuff. It was the end of the set, and this guy walks up with his girlfriend. He goes, you like that? And I'm going like, yeah, that was awesome, man. And she says, I've stopped traffic before, but never an entire band. And I said, well, everybody stops. And then the singer, he was looking the other direction when she did that. And he comes walking up. And I said, my man Larry, he was looking the other way. You don't suppose, and she just pulls her shirt up again. And Larry just goes, whoa. And we all fell about laughing our asses off. I looked at Larry and I'm going, you owe me for the rest of your natural born days, buddy. You do. That was just one of the crazy things people do.
Awesome. That's why he's remembered. The booby enabler.
It's only rock and roll.
That's wonderful. How about you, Renee?
I was thinking about that because I watch your show all the time, and you ask, it's like, just being a good person. I have family that love me. I have friends that love me. I'm a damn loyal friend. I'll be your friend, man. But if I could be selfish, I would say this. It's like, man, dude, I worked my ass off to try to be a good musician because I'm not naturally talented, dude. I worked my ass off for it. But I would say this last weekend we played at the Dead Dog Barn, and Roger Predactor said something. He goes, if you guys were the only band playing at a bar, it would be a badass night. And I just thought that was so cool because I thought, man, this is why I fucking bust my ass writing music. So yeah, I guess I could say that if I could be remembered, it'd be like, somebody would say, this dude, they make some badass music. He's a pretty decent guitarist. I guess that's would be it.
Well, y'all are all that and then some, and y'all are some beautiful people. I want to say thank y'all very much for joining us here tonight on this beautiful October evening.
Thanks to all our fans out there on the chats. Appreciate you all.
Thanks for having us on. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank y'all. Hedonistic Punk Vatos for life.
Yeah.
I had to emphasize the chats. Thanks for lighting up the chats for us tonight, because you guys are the ones. They're here for Hedonistic Punk Vatos. So everybody, thanks for having a good time in the chats tonight also.
Thank you very much.
Take us out with some jams from the Punk Vatos you got in there somewhere.
Damn right.
How about some heavy metal?
Heavy metal honey.
It ain't easy.
Right out the door, loving those legs for legs with fingertips. All I want is some more. Held their tongue, telling me no wrongs. Charged with a heart to go. Give me in face, someone to check my brain. I know that baby go. Heavy metal honey, bouncing all over my heart. Heavy metal honey, bouncing all over my soul. Heavy metal honey, dancing all over my heart. Heavy metal honey, I know that baby girl. say before now. You say someone to check my brain. She likes to be in control. You like corset, more than like a Corvette. I speaks in it all. Little honey dancing all over my heart. Heavy metal honey bouncing all over my soul. Heavy metal honey dancing all over my heart. Heavy metal honey, I love that baby girl.
Vatos for life, man.
Yeah.
Dope.
Hell yeah.
Sounded like
shit.
Raven at times there.
Thanks again.
Awesome.
Yo. This was a lot of
Awesome
fun.
shit.
We had a great time, man. Thank you so much for having us out tonight, man.
The pleasure is all ours.
You guys are fucking awesome.
No,
Well.
you guys are awesome.
Y'all are awesome. Yeah.
We're all awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything is awesome.
So, Ricky, Ariel, what do we have on the concert calendar?
A song called Cold.
Oh, okay.
Listen to this shit, y'all. This is good.
Yep, I'm going to play this song and we're going to be out of here, okay? Is that good with everyone?
Sure. Now, are we still in agreement that next week we're going to start doing 8 to 10 instead of 9 to 11?
Oh, yeah, that's fine with me.
All right, cool,
Great.
cool.
So how about that, everyone? Moving the show from 9 to 11 to 8. We'll see you here at 8 p.m. next week. And what will we be talking about next week? Do we know yet?
We don't know. We don't have anybody lined up, so I guess we'll figure that one out.
But we are moving the show, and that's what's cool. And then also that Dave Jarvis is going to be here for help. You never know. Maybe another year.
It doesn't
You better fucking believe it.
Y'all better let him know what you think in the chats and, you know, show some appreciation for Dave Jarvis. Head on over to his Facebook page, YouTube channel, and listen to his music mostly, right?
Hey, if you guys
Yeah. Thanks, Ricky.
But better than that, head on over to your Kickstarter, man. I need to pull that up real quick. What were you saying, Renee?
No, I was saying if you guys ever do a horror movie edition, holler at your boy.
What? Okay.
We might could do that next week. That's kind of a funny thing to say that.
Dude, last week when we talked about movies, it was fucking wonderful. So yeah, absolutely. I'd love that.
Dude, watch The Exorcist in a small, like 10-inch black and white TV in the dark, but connect the audio to a power amplifier and speaker system. Dude, I guarantee you, because that's what I did. And in the middle of it, I literally ran out of the house just to stare at the starlight because I was just scared shitless. Because it was so dark. When you put your hand in front of your face, you couldn't even see it. All I had was that TV, and it was 15 feet away from me. And I was just like, holy shit, I just scared the fuck out of myself, dude. So yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, Joe Bob Briggs right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Joe Bob Briggs, hell yeah!
We should get him on the show. Shit,
right?
I was surprised. I found out he's from Texas. I didn't realize that.
Joe Bob didn't give it away.
Well, Joe Bob, there's a whole lot of Joe Bobs and Billy Joes and Carl Bobs and Danny Franks.
Danny Franks.
Yeah. Just look at all the zeros for my Kickstarter, ladies and gentlemen. See how lonely those zeros are. If y'all can make those zeros feel a little less lonely, that would be great.
There's only one Dave Jarvis, everyone. Head on over there and support his Kickstarter, because not only does he already have tons of music for you to purchase and own for yourself, but you can listen to it the good old-fashioned way, YouTube.
Let me make a little a pitch for Dave Jarvis. I saw Dank play live, and Dave Jarvis has this nice little Fender amp. And dude, his guitar sound is so fucking good. I was like fanboying all over his amp and his guitar tone. And it was just like I was watching him jam the fuck on stage. And man, it was so good, dude. I honestly was in awe. I was thinking like, fuck, dude. I wish my amp could sound as good as his amp, man. That's how much of a fan I am of you, bro. And your guitar playing is like fucking awesome, dude.
Thank you so much, brother.
Awesome.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Sometimes I don't know who I'm listening to, Brad Whitford or Joe Perry.
Oh, stop it. Stop it right now.
Dave said it's going to explode.
Yeah. We were talking about Against All Odds. There was a song. I believe
There
it's called
is.
Cold.
And as we head there, Dave, we're going to say thank you to Eric for the $9.99 and
Thanks,
to
Eric.
Kaylee.
Thanks, Kaylee.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you, Vil Girl.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you to Kaylee there. She's got a true crime channel. She actually puts a lot of time into it, and she's fucking nuts. So
Very cool.
all right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just keep supporting local, man. Just keep going local.
Hey, Ariel, thank you again for another great show.
Thanks for having me, guys. I missed y'all last week. I'm
I
happy
think
about
this is
it.
a good segue. Play some of her badass shit, dude. I want to hear that and crank it up for these gents right here.
This is it. This song is called Cold. Y'all crank it up. Let's have a good time. Good night. See y'all next week.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Drifting to sleep and just fade away. No one will know where you will go. Your safest space, 'cause hiding behind
All right, so there you are. Do we get a reaction?
Yeah,
man.
You forget the little people.
Take a seat. Yeah, take a seat. It's cool.
Because I'm going to thank you guys for hanging around also. I just remembered that I have one more song of yours to play, so I'm going to play Suicide Chopper!
God, Suicide Chopper.
Oh, that was a badass song, by the way. Ariel.
Thank you. I'm gonna log off. I'm gonna listen on my phone.
And someone discussed this. Ariel,
Good night, Ariel.
Suicide Chopper, why you gotta ride all day? Does your old lady make you wanna get away? Suicide Chopper, let the copy do all the work. Throttle that cable, kicking up all that dirt. No front brakes, no second takes. Drifter with a shifter, got no resistor. I just wanna ride. I just wanna fly. Suicide Chopper, why you gotta ride all day? Does your shit job make you wanna get away? Suicide Chopper, let the copy do all the work. Throttle that cable, driving is not a sin. No front brakes, no second takes. Drifter with a shifter, got no resistor. For today, it's the only way. I just wanna ride. I just wanna fly. I just wanna ride. I just wanna fly.